The Sermon on the Mount, one of the most beloved passages of Scripture, possibly one of the most quoted, the ones you find on the wall, the most preached. You hear about the Beatitudes all the time. You can't go into a church a lot of times without hearing them, whether it's a full sermon on them, a series of sermons, parts of it quoted. And yet, there are times that I think the Beatitudes may also be one of the most misunderstood, not badly, but we miss kind of what Jesus' point is here due to time, translation, culture, and just not quite getting what's really going on. Mostly because of one word. One word that we translate, that we think we understand, but we kind of miss the root of it. And that is the one you hear repeated over and over. Blessed. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. So here's the key to understanding a lot of what's going on. What does the word blessed mean? And if you go and you ask people at churches what blessed means, blessed or blessed, depending upon what part of the country you're from, what's it mean? And you're going to get a whole variety of answers. I've had people tell me that, oh, blessed means that if God sees me this way, he's going to pour out blessings and give me stuff to help change my need. So, blessed are poor in spirit. This is one of the explanations I heard, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. God is just, if he sees that I'm poor, he's going to make me rich and give money and take care of possessions and a nice job and a nice car. So it's okay to be poor because he's going to make me rich. And just things like that. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Well, if I'm just not too mean, too loud, I'm going to get all the... half the time it seems to come down to prosperity or power or influence and things like that. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God, who will reveal himself in grand visions, and they can then speak the oracle. Okay, so let's get down to what Jesus is really saying by looking at the word blessed. Okay, keep in mind, Jesus is a Jewish rabbi speaking to a Jewish culture 2,000 years ago. While the New Testament is written in Greek, he was almost surely speaking Aramaic or Hebrew. Probably Aramaic, very similar to Hebrew, but he's speaking Hebrew concepts. So this teaching was originally Hebrew. In fact, there's a good chance Matthew was actually even written in Hebrew. Hey, look it up. You notice it's the one that quotes the most scriptures. There's a chance it was. And then rewritten again in Greek. So let's look at the Hebrew word for blessed, because that's going to give us a good understanding. And for this, I am actually using this commentary. It's one of several that point this out, but this one I really have been enjoying. Great commentary. If you want to get some of the Jewish background, this is good. So what he talks about here is, get my right verse, the phrase, how blessed, would sound familiar to any educated Jew. The Hebrew word ashri, and I'm probably mispronouncing that, I'm sorry. The Hebrew word ashri is common throughout the Psalms and the Siddur, or their prayer book. The root word would more accurately mean happy, but not in some superficial sense in the temporal world. We love throwing around that word happy, but when you see the word happy in Scripture, it doesn't mean what we mean, where it's like, yay, then 10 minutes later, you're back down to normal. It's a deeper meaning. In the most fulfilling reality of doing the will of God. A good way I've heard to put it is a deep-rooted contentment, a satisfaction, a knowledge that you are exactly where God should be, that isn't affected by what's around you, the circumstances, the people, but that you know that God is with you, that you can sense his presence or at least his satisfaction. So, really, when we read blessed, put in deep contentment and satisfaction in there. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. You're content, you're satisfied, yes, you're mourning, but you know that God is the one in control, that he is the one who's going to take care of you, that he is the one who's going to comfort you, and ultimately it will turn out. That is blessed. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. You're deeply satisfied and content with where you are, meekly serving God. And look up the word meek. That's another great one to learn. Because you will inherit the earth, not here, but the new heavens and the new earth. When God remakes it, rebirths everything, creates it wonderful, and you know that that is coming up. That your satisfaction isn't in the temporary, but it's in the future eternal. And that brings a deep satisfaction that this will pass away. All things will pass away. All things will be made new. And that is where our hearts are. That brings a deep-seated contentment and satisfaction. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. When you extend mercy to others, oh, hey, it feels good. You know you're doing right. Sometimes it's hard, but you know that as you extend mercy to others, that it will be reflected in the way people treat you and in the way that God shows you mercy as well. And it brings a satisfaction, like, and almost a relief. My goodness, I love it. It's kind of fun when I see a situation and people are frustrated and upset, and yet God gives me this spirit of, hey, it's okay. You know what? We're going to get through this. You're having a bad day. That's all right. We can get through this and fix this up. And thank you for what you're doing. Gosh, you want a neat way to show simple mercy? It's also gratitude. Thank you for what you're doing. It may not have come out the way that you wanted it or I wanted it, but thank you for trying. Whoa, they said thank you. It's mind-blowing. It's so much fun when you say thank you to people who aren't expecting it and you're sincere about it. You want to be blessed? Oh, yeah. It will bless you to do that. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Yeah, when you come into a conflict or you see something that should create a conflict and you're the one going, hey, y'all, it's okay. This is temporary. This is passing. We can get through this. You know what? I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your different view. Let's get together. Even if we completely disagree, we can find common ground. We can work together. And we can learn to grow and understand each other together. And all of a sudden, people are going, whoa, this guy's different. And it's a satisfaction when you see it work. Even when it doesn't work, you're like, you know what? I tried. And God will plant the seeds and do it. And it brings a satisfaction and contentment. How different when we realize that the word blessed in there doesn't mean that we're getting, but that we're happy and content where we are because we're giving. Because truthfully, that's what most of these are. Yeah, something may have happened to cause a condition, but we're okay with that. We're okay with the situation God has put us in because he's going to use that to work around us. And how satisfying is that? I pray that as you go back and look at that, as you go back and read the whole entire Sermon on the Mount, look at it from the eyes of a Jewish rabbi. And maybe it'll become new. I hope that it'll freshen up. Look at the Beattitudes again. And change the word blessed to happy, deeply content and satisfied. Put that phrase in there instead of the one word. And see how much it changes what they actually say for you. I pray that this blesses you, that it will help impact your life, that it will let God speak to you just a little bit more and let you see how much he loves you. I mean, we couldn't ask for a God that loved you more, that he laid down his own life for you. Thanks so much for watching. God bless.